What's good, guys? Welcome to the show where we research conspiracies and all things paranormal.
Now today we're talking about something that is extremely controversial still today, and it is the moon landing. Faked or real?
One of the reasons people say that the moon landing was faked was because that we had no way of verifying it back then.
And see, today we have Facebook, Twitter, everybody's going live, everybody's talking about everything. And back then, you saw it on the TV and the news. You didn't really have a way of checking the information, so you just believed it. And so you don't know if it's real or fake now. Well, theorists say that NASA actually had immense hours and hours and hours of data researched and compiled into documents, and then they just destroyed it for no reason. And that's why people think that it was faked, because why would they just destroy everything that they worked so hard for? So back then, they had all this technology to go to the moon, and apparently NASA says they don't have it now. But why would they not have it now? And people think that they had all the technology back then, but as time goes on, things break. You gotta pay more money for things. Things get more developed and more complex. And so people say that there were only 6 people to go to the moon before, and now nobody has gone in such a large amount of time. And people think that the technology has just become way too advanced for us.
Some people say it's not possible to land on the moon because it's luminescent and it emits light, not heat. Fox, the TV channel, had a show called Did We Land on the Moon?
And it pretty much was the moon landing was faked. Here's the reasons why.
Also, 6 people have went to the moon between 1962 and 1969, so why haven't more people gone?
And like I said earlier, people think that they couldn't because they don't have the technology, or because it just didn't happen. Because why would only 6 people go, and then 10s and 20s and 30s of years later, nobody's gone, there hasn't been any more research, there hasn't been any more moon landings.
I'm getting a call. What are we talking about?
The next. Now, I need to stop saying now every time before I talk. Here's what is the most interesting part for me. The moon landing happened when we were in war with the Soviet Union, the Cold War was going on, and there was a space race going on too. And the US wanted to be the first ones to land on the moon because they were afraid that the Soviet Union would utilize space and start weaponizing it and use it against us to destroy us. And so people say that the Americans faked it to be the first ones there so the Soviet Union would start to back off and things would start to slow down more.
The U.S. apparently sent a large check to Japan and China to take pictures with their technology to prove that they actually went to the moon.
The government apparently... The government allegedly used the moon landing to distract all of the citizens from the Vietnam War that was going on, because if you look back, the Vietnam War wasn't really talked about very much. It wasn't a big thing. And and the government distracting us, that is still used today. If you look at it, when the World Trade Centers were burning down, social media stars were making a big deal. Britney Spears was shaving her head bald, and everybody was focused on that, but nobody was focused on the more important things. And Wendy Williams passing out on TV when the Pentagon's being striked and it's burning down. It just shows that the government wants to distract us from the bigger part of the picture.
People think that the moon landing was staged because of the pictures that were taken. Now, the pictures, they think that it was fake because the shadows in the pictures were going different ways, the clouds were going different ways, no dust was kicked up and things like that.
And there were no stars. How are you going to be in space
with no stars?
You're not going to see stars. Did the Hollywood directors not put stars in their backdrops? And
or did they want us to figure out that it was fake?
And also, I've seen, if you Google, moon landing pictures, it'll be a different scene, but the same backdrop, the exact same. And it just seems weird. we're going to talk about reasons why people think it did happen.
One of the reasons why people think that it did happen is because 24 people have actually left the Earth's orbit. And thousands of people were behind the scenes working.
And there were a lot of people who were working. I mean, like 40,000 people all together. And then there were so many other corporations and people like organizing it and funding it, like all these like big business people. And so how could everybody keep it a secret for this long? Like so many people behind the scenes working. Like I can't even trust my 10 friends to keep a fucking secret. Look at his face.
You were right though.
What?
I looked up pictures. They all have the same exact black backdrop.
Yeah.
Jeez,
Oh, 400,000. I don't know why I said 40,000. The Phil Plait moon landing was, he went against the Fox show, what was it called? The moon landing, was the moon landing real or whatever it was, I forget. And he went against it and gave proof that it did happen, and so it started to change people's minds. And at this point, everybody's just, did it happen? Did it not happen? Where's the evidence? Where's all the secrets? Like, where's the information? Where's NASA's documents?
Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin landed on the moon on July 20th, 1969. Other astronauts
Are said to have landed.
Other astronauts are said to be landed and placed reflectors on the moon that reflect light and can calculate the distance between the moon with incredible accuracy.
And the moon is like, what is it, 28 million miles away?
Around there.
That's a lot. And then I've also heard this. I don't know, it's never been stated before, but I've heard that if there were astronauts to go to the moon, there was like this, like, not radioactive, but like a heat shield in orbit that nothing can make it through it. So I don't know if they don't have the technology anymore to make the rockets like proof to go through it, or if that even exists.
The two sides of the story basically are NASA and the theorist. So.
And NASA says it did happen, but destroyed all their evidence. And the theorists say it didn't happen, and
it was staged, and Hollywood had a part in making things up with it.
And what do you believe? Do you believe it was faked, or do you believe it was real? Let us know in the comments.
And like we said in other videos, if you have any conspiracies that you want us to research more on, or any paranormal things that you would like to learn about, put it down in the comments and we'll put that out for you.
And if you have ghost stories that you want to talk about,
we will
let
interview
us know.
you. Like I said, we also have social media such as Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, so you can also hit us up on there if you have any stories that you would like us to put out.
And Twitter.
Twitter.
And we also post behind the scenes when we're not posting videos. So if you want to see more behind the scenes and see us be stupid and go places, follow all those pages that I will link down below.
See ya.
And we post every Tuesday.
What's good, guys? Welcome to the channel. I keep saying channel.